Welcome back, parents, students, and teachers. I'm Ron Paul.
And I'm Jack. Welcome to our October edition of Minor Monthly TV, Placerita's monthly school recap and announcement program.
This month, we showcase the incredible events put on by our ASB, showcase some of our best video projects, and we get to know our faculty just a little bit better.
Let's get started. Every month, Placerita holds a special brunch in honor of students who exhibit certain positive character traits. This month, the trait was trustworthiness. We went to find out more.
Every month, we hold a brunch in honor of students who uphold certain positive character traits. This month's trait was trustworthiness. We caught up with Alana Kagoan to find out why she thought she earned this award.
My name's Alana, and I'm on Team Fusion, and my grade is 7th grade.
Alana Kagoan is a student who can be trusted to check in with teachers ahead of time when she knows that she is going to be absent.
Well, the theme was trustworthy, so I just feel like, because when I'm absent, I usually tell my teachers that, like, I'm going to be absent in the future, and I want to ask them, like, what's for, like, my homework.
She is reliable about staying organized and getting all assignments turned in. She is always kind and honest. She does a great job at making her classmates feel included. Her team teachers enjoy her upbeat attitude in the classroom. Great job, Parker and Alana. Congratulations to these students of the month.
Now back to Jack and Ron Paul.
Sometimes we take for granted the staff and faculty that make Placerita run so smoothly. Many students interact with our campus supervisors, office secretaries, and teachers on a daily basis, yet they don't even know their names. Our goal with this new series is to better inform Placerita students about the faculty that they interact with day to day. Let's get to know our faculty.
Hello, minors. We had the opportunity to film the counselors about their jobs. Now over to the video.
My name is Mrs. Villasenor.
Mr. Cornejo.
Mrs. Bartolovich, and
This is my first year.
Well, I started here in 1998, so
this is my 5th year.
basically the highlights of my job, I would have to say, is working with the kids.
Well, I think definitely right now at this point, just starting here for me is the highlight.
My favorite part is working with students.
GR through PA.
With the last names PE through Z. And I also counsel EL students. A fun fact is that I love alpacas and llamas. I love hanging out with them. I have pictures all over the place. I have little stuffed animals. They're just my favorite.
Well, I know something fun about me that I really love spending time with my grandchildren. Right now I have 2 grandchildren. I have a 10-year-old grandson and a 3-year-old granddaughter.
That I have 11 toes. No, I'm kidding. I play 3 instruments, and I've been playing instruments for almost my whole life. I play the piano, the bass, and the drums.
Wow, I feel like I know our counselors so much better now.
Me too.
ASB has organized some incredible events this month. They started by bringing us our Fall Festival. We had carnival games, Kona ice, and even a dunk tank. Let's watch.
This year, ASB planned and held our first ever Fall Festival. We had tons of fun games and exciting things to do there. Here's a montage of what we did.
This empty town, we're searching for the lost and found. But you don't care, you're unaware. Keep moving like the scars aren't even there. It's in the air, like a blazing flare. Just stare, 'cause the flames will burn us. I thought you were the one for me. That's why I gave you everything.
How many times do you think you got dunked?
Probably 20 times.
So you meant the world to me. You kissed your head when you cried for me. Hold your hand while the pain was over.
How many times did you think you got dunked?
I don't know. Upwards of 10 to 15, somewhere in that range. The majority of which were people just pressing the button. I want to say shout out to Devin. He was the only one that actually threw the ball and hit the button and made me get dunked.
How cold was the water?
Water was ice cold.
Fears, I'm on my own. You made it so, and now I'm chasing nightmares. I used to run with you through the great big leaves, laugh at you when you laugh at me. Hope for us.
KidFlix is Placerita's award-winning video production club. We produce minor monthly TV, minor morning TV, and other various video packages.
We are also affiliated with a national organization called STN, the Student Television Network. This month, we participated in the STN Challenges, where we were given various prompts in 3 different categories and had 6 days to complete a video to compete with the nation's top middle schools.
This year, we entered in all available middle school categories: PSA, music video, and my favorite, feature story. Our PSA entry was put together by Elise Katz, Owen Rusk, Nicholas Reisinger, and Corinne Howard. Their prompt was disconnect to reconnect.
Take a second to think about what impacts your life the most. You might want to think your family and friends, but most people don't want to admit they automatically think technology. We've become so dependent on tech that it's getting out of hand. A study from last year shows that the average American spends 3 hours and 15 minutes on their phones a day. Not to mention a study from 2017 that shows us that the average child gets their first smartphone at age 10. And within the first 2 years of having that phone, over 50% of those kids have social media. The sad truth is that this screen time is quite harmful. In fact, if anybody, especially adolescents, spend too much time on electronics, it can increase the risk of high blood pressure, anxiety, depression, and even social isolation. People around the world are so addicted to these pocket-sized computers that just the thought of not having it in reach makes them uncomfortable. We just can't seem to put these things down. When in reality, life isn't about watching the latest YouTube video or getting the most likes on Instagram. It's about learning, exploring, discovering, and making connections. So it's time we disconnect from tech and reconnect with reality.
Our second entry was in the music video category. It was put together by Max Davis, Addison Siegmiller, Samantha Oakley, and Gannon Blade. Their music was chosen for them as their prompt.
Slowly crawling by, I try to contemplate why the basement flooded, the storm washed the boat away.
Our final entry was in the feature story category. It was put together by Kayla Van Duzer, Emily Martinez, Camille Lajabe, and Molly Robeson. Their prompt was role models.
Do you consider yourself a role model to others, and why?
That's a really good question. I don't constantly think of myself as a role model, but in many ways I guess I am indirectly a role model for people observing what I do and seeing the way I may react to something.
Who is your role model and why?
Well, who is my role model and why? That's a really good question. I guess my initial role model would probably have been my parents. My parents were very good role models for me, and I was able to sort of follow their example, and I learned a lot of things from them. That's why lots of times when I'm thinking about things when I'm talking to students, I think of quotes from my parents, way back a long time ago. So my initial role model would definitely have been my parents, and probably still are somewhat, even till today.
Why did you want to be a teacher or administrator?
Well, I think more on the subject of role models. The most important thing is that we have a goal, or each of us may have a goal, especially at your age, to have someone that we look to, we look up to, and I would hope that most of you have the ability to do that with your parents, as I was just talking about just a minute ago. But I think in many cases, a lot of students may have role models that might not be the best. Sometimes we have role models that make us either do things or say things that might not be the best example for us to follow. But I think the ultimate goal is to be the type of person that other people could look to as a role model. And there's some of you that I know, every time I see you, you always have a wonderful smile on your face. That's a good role model. That's being a good role model. So whenever you see someone and you greet someone and you know that they are kind and that they care about you just because of the way they talk to you. And it goes back lots of times to some of the things that I say on Minor Morning TV quite a bit, is what you're doing or saying, is it helpful or is it hurtful? And we should always focus on being helpful and thinking about others instead of just yourself sometimes. So that's all about being a good role model. So I think that sums up my thoughts on role model, and I hope that you guys have learned a little bit from that and be able to focus on being a good role model yourself.
Is there anything else you want to discuss on this topic?
I think, being a good role model is something that all of us should really ascribe to, because when others look to us as to how we behave, how we respond to others, our relationships that we have with other people, being a positive role model is a very important thing.
And now a quick word from our principal, Mr. Turner.
Good day, everyone. I hope everyone is having a great end of October. We had a great month this month. There were a lot of different activities that took place during the month of October. We started off the beginning of the month with fall break. Fall break was only one day this year, but the other side of that is we actually get the week of Thanksgiving off, which the week of Thanksgiving we've never had that before. So I'm excited about that. I hope you are as well. So if you have travel plans for Thanksgiving, you won't have to worry about rushing out on a Wednesday afternoon after school has gotten out. So the whole week this year, and that's sort of a trade-off for some of the time for fall break. But we had a great time. My family and I actually went to Tennessee over that fall break weekend to visit my son who lives there. So we had a little break at the beginning of the month, which was really nice. We also had some parent morning meetings that we had that were really good. We had some teachers come and talk about things that they have going on that are really exciting in the classroom. One of our teachers shared a lot of data that she had collected last year about social media use, and it was very interesting information for parents to receive. January 15th will be our next parent morning meeting. We will have some more information from some more teachers about some great things that they have going on in classes at that time as well. Throughout the month of October, we have had Wear Pink Wednesdays. And the Wear Pink Wednesdays, of course, is in remembrance and in keeping our thoughts on those that suffer from breast cancer. And being Breast Cancer Awareness Month, that has been something that we have spent time talking about and making sure that our students are very much aware of what goes on, not only there, but in the medical research connected to that. We also had some Museum of Tolerance trips that our 8th graders went on. And we are working on rescheduling one of those trips that was supposed to happen on the day of the fires that we canceled school. And our students should know about that very soon, and it should be sometime during the month of November. We also had a restaurant night. We went to CPK and we had over $1,900 in sales that night, which brought in $387 for our Placerita Foundation. And when I say that, if you wonder, oh, what's the Placerita Foundation? Let me give you a little explanation of what that is and how it works. Back in 2005, the administration here at Placerita at that time decided to create a nonprofit foundation to be able to raise money specifically for things at Placerita. The way the foundation works is we have quarterly meetings where we have a board made up of parents from Placerita and other members of the community, where we vote on requests that have been made from teachers, and almost all the time those requests are fulfilled. This past meeting we actually voted on the purchasing of a cello for orchestra, and it was actually a 3/4 size cello because we have some cellists that are small, and all the cellos that we have are so big that are a little difficult for some of them to play, so we got a smaller one so that could function in that realm to help a student to be able to do that. We also helped purchase supplies for our CSI class, as well as supplies for some of our other classes where teachers are working on creative projects that they, to help them not have to go spend their own money, we can help them a little bit with that. So if a teacher wants something or needs something for their class, it is a specific need to help grow a program or extend learning, they can put in a request for money from the foundation, and we usually, if not fully, but in part, fulfill the request for what the teachers need, which we're very thankful that we can do that. The Fall Festival was a great success in the middle of the month. We had a great time. I think Mr. Cass got dunked more than anyone did. It was a great time seeing him be such a great sport. All of the teachers that participated were amazing in the dunk booth. It was something that the kids, I think, really enjoyed doing. We also had multiple other booths that were there with students being able to participate in a great variety of different things, including we even had a face painting booth. We had a lot of your traditional Fall Festival type booths that were there, but it was great. We had a lot of fun. We also have at the end of the month, and I think it's still going on in the next couple days here, a soup drive, and the soup drive is being driven through Club Hot. Club Hot does a lot of great things, and in case you're wondering, HOT, H-O-T, stands for Help Our Town. And if you hear anyone talking about hotties, it's not what you think it is. It's about people who work with Club Hot. So that particular group of people is always looking for something that they can do to help the community, and they work really hard. Ms. Soto does a great job with them and coming up with ideas for them to do. So they're just wrapping up their soup drive right now, and then ASB is getting ready to start a candy drive really the first week of next month in November. So we appreciate all your help with that. We appreciate everything that you do to help some of the folks in our community that may not have everything that many of us do. We also have, actually tomorrow I think, the Halloween costume contest, and that costume contest is always a lot of fun. And one little secret about here at Placerita, the teachers get into it just as much as the kids do. So that contest is, we have an extended brunch to where we look at all the different costumes, and it's a great time. There are some guidelines though for that. If your student is wondering about what to wear, what you can't wear, there are guidelines that have been published, and they are posted just outside the admin office. So if there's a question about what you can wear, what you can't wear, there's a good list of things there for them to look into. We also have our Healthy Choices meeting coming up just in the next few days here on November the 7th. And that meeting is for parents to come to take a look at the program that we present both in PE and in health. It is a program that is required by the state. related to growing up, related to puberty, related to, it is really our version of sex education that comes in the 7th grade year. Our district has created a really good program for that, but if you're interested in finding out what's there before that happens, because that will be taking place in the month of February, you can come by, take a look at the curriculum. I'll have the URLs for all the videos that they use for that series that they do. And it's not a long series, it's just a few days that they spend time talking about that. It's a good program presented in a good way. So if you're interested though and you want to come, you can come on November the 7th at 6:30 in Tanner Hall. And there'll be a meeting that lasts about an hour, and then there'll be some questions after that if you're interested. Thank you so much for watching this monthly minor. I appreciate you being here with us and taking the time to view through. All of Kid Flicks Productions has done a great job this year putting the monthly minors together, so we appreciate them for all they do. Have a great day.
And just like that, October is already over. Remember, school is out November 11th for Veterans Day. And Thanksgiving break lasts from November 25th to the 29th.
Well, that's all from us. Recorded from SCV TV in Newhall, California, I'm Jack.
And I'm Ron Paul. We hope you enjoyed the program.